In the last session, we have seen component level events. Now we'll go with the application level event. What is a application level event and how we are going to use it? Now, first let us quickly have one more time the overview of application level event. If I have a component, this is a parent component. This is a parent component I have. I have a couple of child components here. Child component 1. I have 3 components here. Parent component, child component 1, child component 2, child component 3. Now, if an event is raised, if forward this. The girl, people will sit according to your vastu, right? According to your vastu, that only that favorite seat. Come forward. There. Banjay. So this is what we got. So, child 1, child 2, child 3. If event is fired, there is an event. I have an event. There is an event. Child 1 fired the event. When child 1 fired the event, who can handle it? Child 1 fired the event, who can handle it? Child 1 fired the event. When child 1 fired the event, who can handle it? Right. If it is a component level events, how would you happens? If it is a component level event, child 1 fires, only child 1 will handle or a parent will handle. But here, when you want data to be exchanged between the components, between the siblings, when the data need to be exchanged between the siblings or the parent, then we go for application. That means now the data what I entered in the child 1 can be transferred to child 2, child 3 or the parent. Child 1 fires an event, it can be handled by parent or child 1, child 2, child 3. Application means when you want the event which is fired by the component to be handled by the siblings or the parent, then we go for application level event. So child 1 fired, then who is going to handle it? If child 1 fired, we are going to get child 1 will handle it. Child 2 will handle it. Child 3 will handle it. Or at a time, all of them can also handle it. At a time, all of them can also handle it. Right? It is not necessary that one component should handle it. At a time, all of them can be handled. But when you say component level event, child is handled by the parent, then parent is handled by its parent is handled by its parent. Level wise we have. But it is at a time all of them can also handle it. I hope the basic concept is clear. Event fired by one child, one component can be handled by its siblings or its parent. Is that clear? Okay. How do you define How do you define it? How do you define it? Now, how do you define it? It is same like your component. Only at the time of defining an event, only at the time of defining an event, only at the time of defining an event, we gave type equal to component. Component URA event type equal to URA event type equal to URA event type equal to component. There I was supposed to say URA event type equal to application. We gave URA event type equal to component. There I was supposed to say URA event type equal to application. There is only a difference. Rest of the structure is going to be same. So look at the format. URA event type equal to application. Rest of the style is going to be same while defining the event. So let me go back to this. How you define developer console. Lightning event. Okay. Then look at the structure. URA type application. The previous example type component. Now we give application. Okay. Next, we will register this. I am not giving any attributes here. First, let us see the basic example of application event. Go to the component. URA type equal to C colon so I told URA register event name for type equal to name of the event. Did I have this is how we are going to give it. Till here everything is common. But firing the event is a different story. There I told component dot get event. In the component level events, how did I call? In the component level event, I told where event equal to component dot get event. This is how I called. What is the name I gave? 4. So I called 4. This is how I called. But in the application level event, this is not the position because it is an application level event. It is an application level event. I should not be specific to the component. So here I am going to call $a dot event. Look at this. If the application level event, then we are supposed to register with $a dot get, $a dot get, $a dot get e event c colon event, e dot c colon event. This is a structure in which I am going to define it. $a dot get e dot where get e dot c colon. What is the name of the event? Application. Now look at the structure what we have. If you want to refer to the application, $A dot get e dot c colon event. There it is not an application, it's a component. So component dot get event. Component dot get event based on the name we call. But in this case, I am not calling based on the name, I am calling based on the event only. In the component level event, what did I call? In the component level event, if I want to call whatever the name I gave here, with that name I used to call it. But here, what did I give? Straight away event name I give. Here, whatever the name I mentioned for the event at the time of registration, what is the name I gave for this event? That name I used to call here in the component. In the application level event, $A dot get e dot c colon event name. Directly we are going to give event. Then rest all the things are going to be same. Event dot. Only firing will be different. What was that? Escape symbol. Only the way we refer to the event is only different. Rest all the things are going to be same. Then let us go to the next one. I'm going with lightning component. Yeah. How do you handle? Handle sorry. Then I give C colon go to the show. Then I give alert. This is how I give. Then let me create an application, invoke it. Application. Check out the name. Event 1 capital or small. Is not getting fired. And then event C colon event application 1. Let me check from the beginning. Some naming convention we have missed there. Let me start from the beginning. Check out the spelling mistakes. Event application 1. The child Jura register event name equal to 4. Application 1. Then when you click on the call, $a dot get C colon application 1.
Here is a double quotes,
It's okay.
like
It's okay. Single quote also.
it's fine. Okay.
Then we got the component, URI handler, event, application, some spelling mistakes actually somewhere. So event handle. Let's look at the structure once again. If we cross check once again, child event fired, child component fired, parent component, URA application, okay, give also. So go back, event handle. Right. Now let me make it simple. Let me make it simple. Okay. Event, child component, register an event. So this name is not a mandatory because I'm not going to use this name anymore. I'm not going to access this event with the name because I'm directly calling with the event. So this is an option. I may or may not give. Then refer to the event. Refer to the event. $a dot get fire the event. Parent component defined a handler. It is handling the event. Then it has a corresponding show method which is running. Did you get my point? When you click on the button, the corresponding JavaScript file at application level event, then parent component handle the event and it is calling its own JavaScript function. This is a basic example. Let me take a meaningful use case to understand the example properly. Now look at this. I have a requirement like this. My requirement was, try to understand this requirement. My requirement is this is one component. This is another component. Right. This is the third component. Now in this case, I'm going to enter the opportunity, let's say opportunity name. Now, then I give a button here. When I give button here, when I give a save button here, at the top, on the top of it, I'll give a save button. When I click on a save, first the account will be inserted. Then that account ID will be passed to this. Account will be inserted into database. Once account is inserted into database, it will give you account ID. Or else, let me make it simplified. Being a first example, let me make it simplified. I'm going to give account name. Click on go. Then component 2 will display list of contacts. Component 3 will display list of opportunities. For this account, what are the list of contacts are there? Fetch those contacts. For this account, what are the opportunities are there? Now there are three independent components. In one component I gave account name. Okay, I gave a search box. And I told go. When I enter the search section go, then this will fire an event. What will happen? When you search and go, it will go and search, find out the account ID, give the account ID. Whatever the account ID we are getting, that account ID, if I pass to this component based on the account ID fetch the corresponding contacts. This component based on the account ID get the corresponding opportunities. That name what I entered may have account, may not be having an account. Whatever the name I entered, with that name there may be an account, may not be an account. Then why should I run entire operation at a time? The entire operation has to run only if there is an account ID. So I have divided this operation into three components. Now in these three components, first component will take account name, go to database, search are there any accounts with the name. If there is any account with the same name, get me the ID. Right. Whatever the account ID I am giving, I am passing this account ID as a parameter to component 2, component 3. Now, based on that, they are making a call to second, getting the list of contacts, getting the list of opportunities for that particular account, what you entered in component 1. In the component 1, I am giving a name. Based on the name, go to the Apex class, search are there any accounts with the same name. If there is any account, get me that account ID, pass that account ID as a parameter to the second component and third component. So, who is firing the event? Component 1. Who is handling it? Component 2, component 3. Both has to handle, because both has to run. One will get the contacts, another will get the list of opportunities. Event is fired in the component 1. It is handled by component 2 and component 3. Is that was clear? Am I clear with this? First, let me define Apex classes. You are enabled. String, whoever the then I had a third one. Now you can optimize it. If there are no records, return the empty list. Okay, create an empty list and set it. You can optimize it. I wrote a class. Then I'll define a first child component one. First, let me define event. You want to pass then I have child component one. Application example. The register image. I'm giving now register element. Register element. So this is the child component one which has registered the event and it is going to fire the event. So go to the controller. That is going to where this is name equal component dot c dot what is the function get ACC. So first let me get then we are giving where action equal to component dot action dot set params pass the name. MQ action. Set callback. If state equal to success, then get the response. This is regular invoking Apex class method, getting the result. This is a regular process, right? Now you are supposed to fire the event. The e dot c colon set. What is the variable they are expecting? ACC ID. Now, understand this. Line number 3. Okay. Understand this? What did I do? Whatever the ACC name you entered, I brought that ACC name. Then I called a method called get account. By passing that account name, I am calling a method called get account. Then when I call the method, it is giving me account ID. Whatever the account ID I am getting, okay, with that account ID, I am firing an event called fire. Fire the event 5 by passing this account ID. Are you clear about this? So who is firing? Child 1 is firing the event with account ID. Child 1 is firing the event with account ID. Now let us take the second one. Child 2. You are a handler. This is handling the event. False. You are if. I am giving here. Items equal to this is how we got it. Unterminated source. Last. So let me define a controller for this. In the controller, what should I do? Whatever the event parameter you passed, get that parameter. Invoke. Yeah. Once you get the ID, I'm calling action equal to component dot get. What is the function you want to invoke? Get contacts. What is the function I called here? Action. Then then action dot set. Then if state equal to success, then component dot set. This is how I gave. So whatever the account ID you gave, so this component is handling it. This component is handling. In the first component, whatever the account name you have given, based on that it has gone to the server, fetched the corresponding account ID. Then the moment I fetch the account ID, I am firing the event. All the people who are handling me, I will not be calling every component separately. All the components who are handling me, automatically they will be fired. Okay. So there is same concept. Component 3. Component 3. Same story, only the difference is I need to set a flag equal to true also. Same story, only the difference is after this. Then invoke no problem. Give name, stage name, amount, type. I don't require. Okay. Go to controller. Same story, only the difference is method name. Only the difference is method name. After list. What is the method name? Get after list. Let's check out anywhere anything else we need. Account ID. Right, okay. After list, flag, opportunity. We need to change. of the list I'm trying to display when flag is true. Get the value from event, call the method, get the data, set it to opt list. We also made a mistake. Right. So component 1, component 2, component 3. Component 2 just handling it. There is no method here. Just a handler is there. In the component 2 there is only handler. In the component 2 we had only handler. In the component 2 we only had a handler. So let me separate it to understand it. So that in the output you can find out. There is no separate buttons here. We are not invoking the component separately. Did I add any buttons here? No inputs, no buttons. So it should be automatically fired. This should be automatically run when event is fired in the component 1. This should automatically run when the event is fired on component 1. When the component 1 fires the event, automatically these two components are going to handle it and run the logics. Right. Now finally application. Parent component I have to give. In the child 4, I give child 4 app, right? C colon event 5 So in the same component I have child 1, child 2, child 3. Child 1 firing, child 2, child 3 handling it. Child 1 firing, automatically child 2, child 3 is running their operations. Now go to the application. Have a preview. Component 3. Where is component 2? Not saved. There is no data in the component 2, component 3. So component 1, component 2, component 3. Right now there is nothing in component 2, nothing in component 3. But let me check accounts which have opportunities and contacts. Two contacts, three opportunities. No issue. Right. Cannot read a property set params of undefined. Now go to this.
So method C dot method. Yes.
Go to the app again. Then again. So let me debug. Let us see whether events are filed properly or not. child component 1, go to this. If state equal to success, it should be a triple equal to only. Then ACC name I give, A dot ACC name. Let me cross check. I'll do a unit testing here. Get ACC. Get ACC. ACC name they're expecting. Yes. Now component 2 we are expecting account ID, ACC ID. I guess let me cross check ACC ID. Okay. Let me do it unit testing where the bug is. Check out where the bug was. So first let's check the component 1. Things are happening properly from the component 1 or not. Child 1 success, account ID we received. So there is no bug from component 1. Let us go to the component 2. No. ID. Get contacts. Let me cross check the mother name once again. Okay. Then I'm going to give console.log child 2 log equal to okay. Let me run it from the beginning again. See component 2 is working fine or not. So component 2 is not handled. So the event is not handled by component 2. Component 2, URA handler event C dot invoke. there is a bug. Right. In the UI, I was able to see in the log file, event is not handled by the component. So when you look at this, I have not given c.invoke, I give only invoke. Right. Let me run it again. Getting list of records. Then again, shell 2 success, list of records are coming. But while displaying the data, there is an issue here. This issue contacts A, last name, first name, we got the data. What about the opportunities here? There is an issue with the opportunities again. So whatever the data I fetched it here, it is not assigned to this list. It is not getting assigned to this list. Whatever the data I am fetching here is not getting assigned to this list. The same issue what I faced in the last session. Empty data. Contacts equal to none. So data is not getting assigned here. We are getting the data here. Result set v dot contacts result. This is not getting assigned here. You can see that the events are fired, but the data what I received, we are getting empty data here. So the same issue what we found, event is fired, but the data we are unable to display it here. And the event 3 is not fired. Let me cross check the third event also. The third event is not getting fired again. What was the bug here? Please cross check is any bugs in this. List has to work out here. First, let me show you that the events are firing. I'll fix it out. Go back here, run it again. Event C colon event 5 action C dot invoke invoke function somehow I am not able to display the data, the same error what I got in the last session. Okay, you can see here child 1 success, child 3 fired, child 2 success. Then the data what I am getting in the, you can see here child 1 success and child 2 success, child 3 fired, child 2 fired, child 3 fired. So child 1 fired the action, child 1 called, child 2 fired, child 3 fired. So when event occurred in child 1, child 2, child 3 fired. But the data also we are getting, but somehow we are not able to display the data, we are getting object format. The same error what I received in the last session. Let me cross check and update. Okay, let me cross check. But you can see that the events are fired. When event occurred in the child 1, child 2, child 3 are fired. We are also getting the list of records. We are also getting the list of records here. We are also getting the list of records. But we are unable to display that list of records because we are getting it as object. It should not be an object. It should be a first name and last name. So somewhere I am giving a mistake here. Some mistake in this area, I am unable to trace it. I'll update it in the next session. Okay. But as concept wise, if we check it out, now this is component 1. In the component 1, I am firing the event. Component 2 fired. Component 3 fired. Component 2 fired. Component 3 fired. We are getting the records, the contacts. But the data what we are getting here, this data I am unable to display it in the, unable to assign properly to the attribute. Whatever the attribute I have taken, I was trying to assign to the attribute, but the values are assigned here in the form of objects. The values are assigned here in the form of object. I have to assign them in the form of corresponding fields. That's where I'm unable to display. I'll check it out and update in the next session. Okay. The same error we received in the last session. Okay. Right. So conceptually, have you received? Okay. Have you followed this concept of application event? So when component 1 fired the event, component 2, component 3 are handling the functionality. The use case I have given you right now. I give a search go based on the account. It will search for the account, get the account ID, get to the list of contact, get to the list of opportunity. Then you can ask me, why don't you put everything in a single component? Why are you defining child 1, child 2 components? Now, the same concept of displaying the list of contacts, I can use anywhere else. If I write it separately, the displaying the list of contacts can be used in multiple components. There is a reusability. Wherever I have a necessity of displaying a list of contact, I can use this. If I define this as a part of any other component, anywhere else if I want to display a list of contact, again I have to redefine. Now here I can reuse it. Because it is independent, it can run separately. Because it is independent, now what happened? This is running separately, this is running separately because they are independent components. Now if I write in a single one, contact has to complete, then followed by opportunity. Because here I defined them separately, both of them are running parallelly. Both of them are independent components. I can reuse them. There is an advantage of going for this. You get my point? If I define an entire thing in a single component also, it will run, but it will run in a sequence order. Because now I define them as separately, they are able to run independently. Component 2 and component 3 are running independently and parallelly. Because they had their own functions, they are running independently. Now if I write all of them in a single component, what will happen? Step by step it has to execute. It takes more time. Because I defined them separately, both of them are fired at a time, both of them are running independently, we are able to run the operation faster. One point. Second point is reusability. Because they are independent component, wherever I have a choice of displaying a list of contacts, I will use component 2. Wherever I have a necessity of displaying a list of opportunities, there I will use component 2. Reusability, operation running faster will be the advantage of going for this type of events, right? So what is a component level events? This bug I will let you know in the next session. Last session I didn't go through it. What was the bug? In the next session I will update you. Okay, why we are not able to display the list of record? We fetched the data, but we are unable to display them due to some reason. I will check it out and update you. Right. But what is a component level event? When the event is fired on the component, it can be handled, or its parent can be handled. When the event is fired on the component, okay, it can handle, siblings can handle, parent can handle, all of them can handle. Now component 1 fired at a time, component 2, component 3, both of them are also handling it. Component 1 fired at a time, component 2, component 3, both of them are handling it. Is that was clear? So that's all from my end. Further, we'll continue the next session.